Welcome in, everybody. Earlier today, we saw the Madrid Derby, Real Madrid taking on Atlético Madrid. Atleti were able to win the game at 5-2. Grella, what were your thoughts on the game?
My God, fireworks all over. Intensity, scary intensity, back and forth. Two teams that defending was second on the agenda. It was about attack. It was about intensity, set pieces. It had everything in the game. And Atlético Madrid, anyone who had questions, I think they had them answered today. And our
CBS La Liga correspondent, Phil Kitromilides, had some things to say after the game, so take a listen.
Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso said his side didn't compete. Real Madrid captain Dani Carvajal said Atlético Madrid wanted it more, and it's difficult to argue with both of those assessments. Spot on. Real Madrid weren't at the races today, and Atlético Madrid came flying out the blocks. Physically, they looked absolutely incredible. Now, here's the thing. Coming into this game, coming into this Madrid derby, a lot was made here in Madrid of the fact that Atlético Madrid had had less than the recommended 72 hours between their last game and this game. They played on Wednesday night at home to Rayo Vallecano. Real Madrid had played on Tuesday night away to Levante. Could you tell a difference between Real Madrid and Atlético Madrid this afternoon? You absolutely couldn't. If anything, Atlético Madrid looking physically much stronger. They caused Real Madrid all sorts of problems from set pieces, also balls over the top as well. And Real Madrid looked disorganised. They looked disjointed. It was a strangely poor performance from Los Blancos all over the pitch. Maybe one shining light being Arda Guler, his contribution particularly in the first half. But for Atleti, everyone all over the pitch looked absolutely fantastic. Now, if you are Real Madrid, you've got brilliant players, and brilliant players can score goals with just a moment of magic. And that's what happened really for Real Madrid. One incredible finish from Kylian Mbappe and one superb assist from Vinicius to set up Arda Guler. But that was it. Those were the only two shots that they had on target. Jan Oblak didn't have another save to make, and we were waiting for this Real Madrid onslaught where they were looking for goals in the last 20 minutes or so. It didn't come, and Atlético Madrid comfortable in the end, hanging on for this brilliant victory. A really important victory. The first time in 75 years they've put 5 goals past their eternal rivals. And that 5th goal scored by Antoine Griezmann is important. There's the cultural and traditional importance here in Spain of that 5th goal. They call it La Manita, the little hand, 1 goal for each of the fingers on a hand. So Atlético Madrid fans waving at Real Madrid fans this evening after this magnificent victory. It's a win that they had to get. They would have been 12 points behind Real Madrid had they lost today, but they've won and they're only 6 points behind the leaders. For Real Madrid, it's a first defeat of the season. They will bounce back, I'm sure, but it will be very interesting to see how Xabi Alonso deals with what he's seen today from his team.
A great day for Atletico Madrid, but also a great week for Julián Alvarez. Got 5 goals this week, had the hat-trick earlier on, scoring 2 goals in this game. How great was he today?
Nasty. Just a really good player, right? Talented. He's the guy that gives them a chance, right? Because their MO and Simeone's MO is we're going to work really hard. We're going to be really organized. We're going to defend really well. What they were always missing was maybe the firepower that the Real Madrids have and the Barcelonas have, but this guy is right up there with the top of them. The free kick he scores today is fantastic. Obviously, he converts the penalty as well. But he's just a nightmare. Nightmare 1v1, nightmare in spaces. And he gives Atlético Madrid a different gear, a different level where they can compete and La Manita score 5 goals against Real Madrid, and they were fantastic today. He led the line for them.
5 goals on 5 shots on target. Absolutely incredible.
5 goals and 5 shots. Efficiency.
When we're talking about Atletico Madrid, there's always questions about Diego Simeone when they don't have a good game. There's always questions of, is his seat getting any hotter? But obviously, this is a great result for him.
I've always thought that he's one of the best managers in the world. He is a very well-paid manager. When you look at what's out there in world football, he is one of the best in the world. A couple weeks ago, the slow start to the season. Obviously, last season, they didn't get everything that they wanted. They started the season competing with the other 2 big boys, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and didn't get what they wanted. Slow start to this season. So some rumblings come out. I think that's normal when you're in a position like his. But I think he can do no wrong. I think you're crazy if you're questioning this guy, and you can really take a lot away from the game today in terms of intensity. And obviously, Xabi Alonso himself said we didn't compete today. And that's not just because they couldn't compete, Real Madrid. That's just because the intensity was almost at a level that it was impossible to match, and it was a difficult game for Real Madrid in a lot of different ways. And if there's a kryptonite for Real Madrid, it can be Simeone and Atlético Madrid.
Looking forward now to the Champions League next week. Phil said Real Madrid didn't have a good game today. They've got Kylian Alvarez next week. Kylian may not be the hardest team to come against, but going over there is a hard environment to play in. How difficult will that game be for them?
It'll be difficult. It'll be a physical game. Kylian might be a team that's how they got into this tournament. They got this far. They were okay in the first leg as well, so they won't lay down either. At home, it'll be the Champions League, the first time for them as well, so it'll be a big occasion for them. It'll be difficult for Real Madrid, especially with, for me, the way Real Madrid has gone about it in the last couple of years. And they've gone about it for, this is sort of their DNA. We sign the best players, we have the most talent, and we're going to go on and win games. Well, they found out against Atlético Madrid it's not that easy today. This is also a Real Madrid side that last season lost 14 times in a calendar year, 14 times. So no game is easy for Real Madrid at the moment. Just having the best players in the world is not enough to win you games, and that stands true also for an away trip to Kylian Almaty.
And then Atletico Madrid, they're welcoming Frankfurt next week in the Champions League. They lost 3-2 against Liverpool in their first match day. Not a bad result for Atletico Madrid against Liverpool, who are doing so well as well. Coming off this win, it will be huge for them going up against Frankfurt, won't it, next week? Yeah, for sure. And they'll have to take the game as serious and match the intensity that they did today against Real Madrid, against Frankfurt as well. Listen, sometimes with Atlético Madrid, when they are on their day, they can beat the Barcelonas, they can beat the Real Madrids, they can compete in Champions League, they can compete in La Liga. And then there's other times where they look a little unorganized, they look a little bit like they're going for games too much. One of the goals they concede today, the recovery runs, very out of character for Simeone's side and for Atlético Madrid, where it took them, I almost counted it was like 10 seconds it took the midfielders to come back into the play, and they concede a goal to Guler in that moment. So they have to be at their best to be successful. They don't have the luxuries of the Barcelonas and Real Madrid, where they can show up and say, okay, we're going to win games today with just our talent alone. They have to show up, they have to defend, they have to run, they have to match intensity to win games. And that also holds true to Frankfurt. We're talking about the world's best competition in the Champions League, the world's most talented players, and there are really no weak teams in reality. Why is that with Atletico Madrid? I feel like it's such thin margins with them. Even last year when we saw Julián Alvarez hit that penalty, it kind of all went downhill for their season there. Why do we see that with Atletico Madrid? They have to be at their best to push on in these competitions. Well, every club has a characteristic, has a pillar, right? A foundation of what they're built off of and what they made. And usually it's the coach that instills that. And it's no surprise and it's no secret that Simeone, his pillar is you have to work hard. You have to run a lot. You have to wear the badge with a lot of pride, and that demands a lot, I think, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, from the Atlético Madrid players, from all the competitions they compete in, with all the moving pieces that they have. This summer, though, they did spend a lot of money, which is why some pressure came faster towards Simeone this year. But they have to stay true to who they are, and at the core of who they are is hard work, it's determination, it's organization. And when they go away from those things, they start to struggle a little bit. But today, my God, they did not go away from that at all. Matchday 2 in the Champions League will be kicking off next week. Real Madrid taking on Kylian Almaty and Atletico Madrid taking on Frankfurt.